I am Dr. Debbie Teodorescu, a cardiology fellow at Cedars-Sinai. I'm here with Dr. Gregory Marcus, the PI of the Traverse trial. Dr. Marcus, this has been a practice-changing trial like the other ones that you've run throughout your career. As for the young career folks who are watching this segment, what are your thoughts about people who might be interested in a clinical trial career? What are some pitfalls to avoid or some unexpected resources that people should be tapping?
Yeah, I have. Thanks for asking, and thanks for the kind words. We hope that this helps our patients and our operators conduct these procedures more safely. Several thoughts on how to encourage folks to pursue a career in original research and especially clinical trials. One is I would strongly recommend it if you are a curious individual, meaning you like to discover new things and disseminate them. And, the human brain tends to assign probability to things based on how easy they are to imagine. And it's really important for people who, if they want to do it, I suggest to them, trust that you can do it, because recognize the most important thing to be successful is grit, is just sticking with it. And in academic medicine, the reality is rejection is common. Rejection is the name of the game, whether it's submitting grants or it's submitting papers.
Very fascinating results, and
the only way to be
congratulations
successful,
again on the trial.
yes, being smart
To watch
is
more
important.
videos like
yes,
this,
working
please
hard
check
is
out
important.
youtube.com/FITsOnTheGo,
But that's not enough.
and follow
Just
us
not
on
giving
X
up.
at FITsOnTheGo.
But I say that not to say toughen up and keep going, but rather in the hopes of people not being too easily discouraged. The other thing I would recommend is if there's an opportunity to do more formal training in epidemiology, biostatistics, clinical research study design, I would seize it. And that does not have to be a degree necessarily, unlike a lot of training that is all about kind of CV building. It can be extremely empowering just to learn those skills. And I think probably this audience, certainly yourself, knows many friends that say, "What, you're so crazy, you've been in school for so long," and they don't realize.
My husband says that all the time.
Exactly. Yeah, and they don't. I think that they have this vision of sitting in a classroom like they did in junior high and high school, and don't really understand what cardiology fellowship residency is about. But similarly, doing this extra training shouldn't be thought of as this arduous thing. It's really an enjoyable thing to do, especially at this stage. If you're a cardiology fellow, you will eat it up. I mean, you'll really fully appreciate someone just sharing that really powerful knowledge with you. So don't worry about, but that would be another couple of years. And I'll end this by saying that this can be part of a very competitive K award or career development award. The American Heart Association also has this, where reviewers often are interested in helping junior faculty develop those skills. So it's not uncommon. And we don't do this enough in cardiology. Other disciplines do this more, I think, where that's written in, that I'm going to get a master's. But again, I would make sure that the master's is not just going to be completely theoretical, as some MPHs are, but something that's going to be very practically useful in actually conducting studies.
What was your master's project back in the day?
Back in the day, my initial one was based on markers of inflammation and fibrosis and atrial fibrillation, which just goes to show, our careers are always going to change.
Mm-hmm.
Science is incremental, is iterative. Mm-hmm. And so don't worry also about being stuck on just one thing. It's more about gaining that research experience. And I guess the final thing I would say is identifying a mentor. So that person does not have to be exactly like you. In fact, you're never going to find someone exactly like you. And in many ways, there's an advantage in having some sort of tangential interests, but someone who understands the game, someone who has been able to obtain grants, who has senior authored papers and mentored first authors, that person should really serve as a resource to provide you opportunities to even share their ideas, give you their ideas. But finding that mentor, and it doesn't have to be just one, doesn't necessarily just have to be at your institution, but that's also really critical.
Well, Dr. Marcus, for someone who's had such a wide-ranging career from AFib to the device realm into the epidemiological. It is incredibly inspiring to hear you talk about everything from mentorship all the way to the nitty-gritty of dealing with successes, but also which everyone talks about, and sometimes when things don't work out, which people don't. So incredibly inspiring. To watch more videos like this, please check out youtube.com FITsOnTheGo and follow us on X at FITsOnTheGo. Thank you so much.
Thank you.